Excel 2016 Module 4, pages 187 through 194. Okay, in this chapter there's quite a bit of reading to do. It's not a particularly hard chapter, but there's a lot of very minute details that have to be followed. And you have to learn about financial functions, or else you're just clicking buttons and you don't really know what you're doing. So start on page 190 and read about Introduction to Financial Functions, and then on 191 using the payment function. You need to know when we start talking about FV or INPER, whatever it is we're talking about, that you understand what the term means and what we're referring to. And while you can get by doing the video without understanding that, you won't get by doing your homework without understanding it. So make sure that you know what all those terms mean, and they're on page 190. And then on 191 it's going to explain to you how we're going to use the payment function. Alright, so you have opened Backspace and renamed it, give it a new name as Backspace Gear, right? And then on your documentation sheet, as usual, enter your name and the date. Now, in this particular chapter, please notice the number of tabs down here. We have a lot of different worksheets this chapter, so be really careful when you're doing your homework that you're clicking on the correct sheet. Alright, on the bottom of page 191, step number 3, go to the business loan worksheet. You're going to use this worksheet to calculate the monthly payments that will be due on Haywood's loan. In cell B4, enter $150,000. Alright, here's B, here's 4, $150,000. In cell B5, which is conveniently where I'm located, enter 6%. And again, that cell was already formatted. Click on it, look, it's already formatted as a percentage. You just type in the number 6 and press your enter key. Okay, turn the page. Page 192 at the top, step number 6, in cell B6, enter 12 as the number of payments per year, indicating that the loan will be repaid monthly. 12, and press your enter key. In cell B7, enter the formula equals B5 divided by B6. B5 divided by B6. I hit 4. But again, it's so easy with Excel, just, click on the right cell. It's no big deal at all. It's one of the things that's why I always say when you click, it's so easy. If you make a mistake, just re-click, no big deal. So equals B5 divided by B6 to calculate the interest rate per period. In this case, the 6% interest rate is divided by 12 payments per year, returning a monthly interest rate of 0.5%. In cell B8, enter 10 as the number of years of the loan. In cell B9, enters equals B6 times B8. B6 times B8. To multiply the number of payments per year by the number of years in the loan, returning a value of 120 payments needed to repay the loan. This is the time when you want to stop and you want to look at these abbreviations for our formulas. There's PV, there's rate, and there's INPER, and make sure that you understand what each one is calculating. Okay, to calculate the monthly payments, step number 1, select cell B11. You're going to need to enter the payment function in the cell. So on the ribbon, click your Formulas tab. In the Function Library group, there, click the Financial button, right there. Then scroll down and click PMT in the list of financial functions. The Function Arguments dialog box opens. They're in alphabetical order, so just scroll down to your P's, find Payment. Okay, your Functions Argument dialog box opens and your insertion point is located in the Rate box. Now, step number 4. First of all, remember you can move this out of your way. Mine's on top of what the area I'm going to need to use, so I'm just going to grab it in that blue bar and shove it out of my way. Alright, with the insertion point in the Rate box, mine is, click cell B7. So B7. That enters the reference of the cell with the interest rate per month. Step number 5, click in the INPER box and then click cell B9 in the worksheet to enter the reference to the cell with the total number of monthly payments required to repay the loan. So B9. Step number 6, in the PV box. And you need to know what these are, and as you click on them, did you see right here where it's coming up and it's giving you an explanation? So in the PV box, click cell B4 in the worksheet to enter the reference to the cell with the present value of the loan. Okay, now take a look at figure 4-2 and ensure that your functions dialog box matches the diagram in the textbook. So B7, B9, B4, and then move up to page 193 at the top. Step number 7, click the OK button. The monthly payment amount, $1,665.31, appears in cell B11. The number is displayed in parentheses and in red font to indicate a negative value because that's the payment that Backspace Gear must make rather than income it receives. So because it's something negative, it's a payment they're going to make, it shows up in red and parentheses as a negative number. Step number 8, in cell B12, enter the formula equals B6 times B11. So B6 times B11 to multiply the number of payments per year by the monthly payment amount, calculating the total payments for the entire year. The annual payments will be $19,983.69, shown again as a negative number to indicate money being paid out. Okay, you can just deselect, you're fine. I take a look and make sure that your numbers match what's in figure 4-3. Now, Haywood wants to see the financial impact of taking out a larger loan. So step number 10. In cell B4, where we have the loan amount we're taking out of $150,000, excuse me, change it to $250,000. With a loan of that size, the monthly payment increases to $2,775.51. It's right there. With the annual total increase to $33,306.15. Although a larger loan might help the business get off the ground, Haywood does not want the company to take such a large debt. In cell B4, return the loan amount to $150,000. Flip over to page 194. At the top of page 194, to enter the loan repayment amount in the cash flow projection, go to the projected cash flow worksheet. Right there. Review the estimated annual revenue, expenses, and cash flow for the next decade. Just pause for a minute and take a look at this so that you understand what is displayed in this worksheet and you're not just clicking buttons. Step number 2, in cell B20. So here's B, and here's 20, and then I always check my name box to make sure I click the right cell. Enter $20,000 as the projected yearly amount of the loan repayment. Okay? Because the projected cash flow is a rough estimate of the projected income and expenses, it is not necessary to include the exact dollars and cents cost of the loan. Step number 3, copy the annual loan payment in cell B20. Let me scroll down just a little bit. So that's it right there in cell B20. Into the range C20 through K20 to enter the projected annual loan payment in each year of the cash flow projections. Okay, so we're just going to copy all this across. Okay, again, just grab that fill handle, pull it straight across. Go ahead and save your file, and you're ready to move on to the next video.